You back?
That wasn't me that time, man. It was a window came up as far as me filling out some information, like starting an account.
Oh no, none of that stuff.
Yeah, it just
No, I
popped up
shouldn't be
out the
doing
blue.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that. People were just having a little technical difficulty, but we're going to fix that. And
Yes.
G isn't going anywhere, so this might be part 3 actually. So let's just get into it, G. We
Yes.
talked about some bands, but we got MBQ to talk about.
No Boundaries Quartet. My brother Walt. Yeah. My brother Walt, man. They call him Hazmat in the house music world. Y'all should just definitely check his stuff out, man. He is representing music from Michigan all over the world, man. He's endorsing a lot of top brands. He was actually just out at Sweetwater doing an exhibition and checking out their stuff, man. But MBQ is exactly what the name is. No boundaries, man. We are completely improvisational, and we are a quartet. Walt and I are usually the main cogs, and we'll bring in a drummer and a sax player or a guitar player,
Okay.
And we purposefully do not rehearse, and because we really want to display how conversation happens musically. Just like you and I are talking. You're not talking over me. I'm not talking over you. We understand, and then see, just like that, occasionally there's a right, and so that's a little lick. In the music, but we can't have 2 or 3 different conversations going on at the same time. So we're really trying to promote that. We are really starting to hit hard too, man. We've been packing out at Motor City Wine, where we have a residency every second Friday of the month. We were at Spotlight, which is a beautiful European style venue on the east side of Detroit. We were doing every first Friday of the month, and now we've got a venue that we're talking to that I'll be putting more information out as soon as we get everything covered in Eastern Market of Detroit, which is really growing.
I heard it is.
Yeah, they want to get us on Saturdays, man. So things are really happening. Walt actually asked me about 3-4 weeks ago if my passport stuff was together. I'm like, really? It's like that? Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting, man. Musicians and music lovers would love it, man. You got to actually be there, because when you hear our recorded music, people are all condescending. Yeah, right. Y'all didn't rehearse this. Y'all really, so you got to see it. You got to see how it comes together and how it forms and how we all just come into, the same page, and then we got a song.
Yeah, one starts and you all follow in. That's the way to go. I mean, improv. Oh, that's just awesome.
Yeah, and we got movement and transitions that happen. I think that's why a lot of people doubt our honesty on it, because we're actually moving, and we got a format, because it comes from the fellas. You remember when I put together the fellas, right?
Oh yeah, the fellas.
Yeah,
yes.
You had to say them. It was spelled FFFELLAC, the fellas. So
right.
If they said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the fellas," we would not come out on the stage. We are not the fellas.
We are the same name. No,
that's right. So when Walt came off of touring with the Four Tops for years, he was wondering what he should do. He knew he was going to do the house stuff. And I was like, dude, let's just do the fellas. But you take leadership, utilize your connections and everything through what you've been doing, and let's just go, And we've been doing this about 7-8 years now, man. And it's really starting to hit, which is
that's tight.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tight.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to say we're going to get cut off again, but we do, but do they have any people out here, the audience, have any way of checking any music out or getting a hold of you anyway and wanting to maybe chat?
Yes. Yeah. You can always reach me. I am Grove GTT the 4th on Facebook. I am Sir Slap Nasty everywhere. That's exactly how it's spelled, Sir Slap Nasty. That's me on YouTube. That's me on Instagram. That's me on SoundCloud. You know, I'm quite, you know, and then the TikTok thing, I stopped doing that for a while because I got doubts, you know, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't go. I don't do TikTok.
yeah, you know, I was, you know, the youth, the younger generation, you know, kind of like
Yeah,
pushed me in that direction, and I had fun with it for a while. Then I started hitting stuff. You know, we at that age where we look at the news a lot, you know, and the weather.
yeah,
You
we
know,
do.
I wasn't doing that a lot when I was young, you
No,
know.
we
So
didn't pay attention. We didn't have a care in the world.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know, so
yeah,
I'm not doing that, but I was the real Sir Slap Nasty up there, you
yeah.
know.
Oh,
So,
yeah, you are.
but
You
yeah,
are.
man, I you know, and like my radio station, I got the 24/7 radio station that plays all fusion and funk music,
Yeah, we're gonna
GFUZ.
hit on that.
Yeah, yeah, you know, so yeah, they can hit me anytime, dude. Yeah, hit me up.
So, yeah, GT is all over. So, I mean, between him doing his fusion station to music, playing the bass, and we got one more other thing you're doing is the sports casting.
Man, in 2021, one of my tightest partners, when I moved to Flint, this partner of mine that I met, he told me to come on down to a studio. He was like, yeah, man, don't worry, nothing, you know, don't worry about nothing. Let's just put some stuff together. So he was the first cat to truly record my original stuff. And he's just a brilliant young mind. Johnny
Nice.
Fontaine,
Charlie
phenomenal
Fontaine.
producer, phenomenal MC, family man. He's just really beautiful people, man. And he said, man, I got this studio, I got all this equipment. What can we do? I said, let's do a sports show from the perspective of musicians, okay? And when I say from the perspective of musicians, we ain't got time to get into the analytics and all the stats and everything. We know a few names, we know some teams, you know, and
Right.
we're both former athletes, you know. So we started getting that together, and I brought in my boy, the lead vocalist from Toolology, as a matter of fact, Russell Metler, and we had a real nice thing going. And then we lost hold of the studio. The ownership had other decisions, and so now we're basically doing like a Zoom thing. But every
Okay.
Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are on our YouTube channel, which is called "And We Know Sports Seasoned Duo," because it's just the two of us now. Because Russ moved on to some bigger things, and we're still connected, you know. But
Great.
it's a
Okay.
lot of
Well,
fun, man, because we really get out. You know, we're two brothers that put God first, but we don't push it on people, you know.
right. Yeah.
And so we see a lot of the humanitarian aspects, you know, and we're not into all of these professional athletes' pockets, you know. We don't care about how much money they're making and all that kind of stuff. And we definitely don't want to see cats fired. We like to uplift, and we hope for resilience for anybody that's doing bad, you know.
Right.
And we primarily cover football, but we're talking about maybe covering basketball this year too. So
Okay. Well, now that kicks ass because you know you're doing so much. I mean, you're a busy man.
I like it, man. I like it. Due to the issues I was having in my hands, man, you know, my hands falling asleep and caused me a lot of pain. I
Yeah.
took this last quarter off of the year, man, because it was just too painful. But now I'm stronger, and so I kind of feel like I got to get the word back out that I exist, that I can play everything, you know. So if you got any type of band and you need a bass player, man, hit me up. Let's rap, you know.
Well, yeah, you're the best, I would say.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Man, you're on top. You're right on top of my list, brother.
I love it, man. I love it, man. I gotta give a big shout out too, man. You don't know about this, but I got this partner of mine named Daniel Peter, man.
Okay.
And one of my real good friends, Rick Cannon from Grand Blanc Music, where I taught there for like 7-8 years. He wanted to introduce us because he was a new guitar teacher. And 2 years later, we finally met, and we just been loving, dude. And so we put together a project, a trio, you know, with he on guitar, me on bass, and a percussionist that should be dropping this year, man. And it's gonna blow your mind.
Wow.
It's gonna blow your mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable, brother.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, you got something there going on.
Oh, dude, it's like beautiful. Like there's none of the songs have less than 5 or 6 transitions. You know, it's
that's
really
nice.
beautiful, classical, funk, jazz type of stuff, man. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of the John McLaughlin stuff when he got with Trilok Gertu on the percussions and had a bass player. You know, if any of the listeners are familiar with that music, you know, Mahavishnu type of stuff, but in a trio. You know.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
listeners don't
really
know
hyped
that.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, the listeners don't know that. They can look that up on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of the listeners, you know, we've got our age and we got the younger listeners, which probably have no clue of what you even said as far as influences.
Yeah.
So, any word to the young people that are just picking up an instrument that have that dream of being a star?
The one thing that excuse me for a quick second, Al. Y'all stop that. Okay. I'm on an interview. Okay. Y'all stop fighting. My inside cat, man. Wow. But yeah, I would highly recommend one of the things that I wish that I would have had was the knowledge of music, learning how to read and write. You know,
Okay.
I do compose, but I am completely ear trained because I had years of Glee Club. And so the singing and the harmony became melody and chords. And that's how I do my Quincy phone stuff. Shout out to my boy Will Black from Black Gypsy Music, who actually produces my music. But I would say learn every aspect of music and then also recognize that it is a visual thing as well. You know, become a performer at your art. You know, that's one thing that I really do admire as far as the compliments that I get, as far as how people feel me when I'm playing, because they look and they see how I'm so into it, whether it is metal, whether it's funk, whether it's bluegrass, whether it's blues, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, man, hip hop. You know, shout out to John Connor and Mama Soul, who I also kick with here and there. Learn it all. Learn it all. Do not limit yourself to one genre of music, you know, and then be yourself.
Yeah.
And it is a business.
Yes, it is a business. Yes. Yep. So well, I appreciate those words of wisdom to them, because it doesn't happen overnight. You have to work at it.
Yep. Yep.
And practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. Yep. No, what I was going to say, I was blessed to have an affinity for business. So that's what I went to college for. I ended up changing my major to accounting, finance, and business. And so that knowledge helped me to have more confidence in putting Funkalinium together and being the businessman that it needed. You know, we didn't have a manager or an agent. You know, we had a couple agents here and there that helped us with a few gigs, you know, but it is a business.
You got to learn the logistics of just about everything.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when I do shows or have a band do a show, you know, I always tell the bands too, you know, listen to your sound and, you know, listen to what the sound man's doing too. And not that anybody wants to be told what to do, but it's okay to say, to suggest, you know, and if something doesn't sound right, please open your mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And another thing that I picked up on as a leader, because that was the first time that I was truly a leader of something that was really, really good, getting a lot of celebrity type of attention, was you got to know who you're talking to. You know, this is one of the places where a lot of our teachers fail. Every student, every musician is different. They got a different thought process. They're coming from a different, you know, group of steps that they've taken in their lives up until meeting you. So, you know, just be cool and know that everything is going to go, you know, control the things you can. Try not to be, you know, too much of a leader, you know, a boss, you know, musicians don't want a boss, you know.
Right. It's nice to kind of point directions. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, they don't.
That's right.
And, but most of the musicians now, that are seasoned like us, 40 plus years of it in the business, they know better. They know what to do. Yeah. So in the beginning, we flop, we crash, and we burn, and we get back up, and we do it all over again.
Get on back up. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like whether you're playing in front of one person or 1,000 people, you got to do it the same both ways.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to throw an odd question out there before we probably wrap this up there, but I'm curious, what age did you pick the bass guitar up?
You know what? I actually didn't even pick it up until I was about 18, 19. It was my senior year in college.
Senior year in college.
Yeah, I was in a band. we were calling ourselves Collaboration, and I was one of the lead vocalists. And our bass player moved to Canada, and everybody kind of pushed me to play bass. And we had a Kingston Paul McCartney copy bass in our music conservatory, and the music professor allowed me to take it to my dorm room with an amp. And
Nice.
well, actually, it wasn't with an amp. Back then, I was plugging into my double cassette deck and putting it on record, you know, while the other music played on the other cassette, and I would just sit there and learn it, you know. And all those groups that I named earlier, from Al Green, Cameo, The Time, Chicago, Steely Dan, you know, Toto, I would learn that stuff, man. Chick Corea Electric Band, you know, I would learn that stuff. Herbie Hancock, you know, to the point where I would actually miss the cafeteria because I would close my curtains and learn it, you know. So we're talking 10 to 16 hours that I would spend daily.
Wow.
You know? So that's a part of the patience that I extend to my students, because I know they don't have the same time that I put in, you know, because of my predicament, you know, which is another reason why we need to be a little bit more patient with everybody else in our world, you know, because we don't know where they're coming from, man. So, but I think it had a lot to do with my Glee Club stuff, Al. You know, I was learning how to sing Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind and Fire songs, and then I started learning how to sing the bass lines, and then finding them on these little lines they call frets. And now, you know, 20, 30, 40 years later, you know, I can play just about anything I hear.
Amazing, isn't it? We look back.
Yeah, it's crazy, though. It's been a lot of time.
That's right, bro. You know? And like I said, so people, we're gonna probably wrap this up. GT, one special person, one cool of a cat, and get a hold of them, check them out. You know, go to YouTube, like I said, Sir Slap Nasty.
That's right. Yes.
Sir Slap Nasty. You youngins out there, pick up an instrument, start whacking at it. Just pick at it, play it, come up with your own stuff, because we need you out there. We want to hear your music, because the new generations, we're getting older. You guys need to take over.
That's right. That's right.
So stick with it.
Level. Yeah.
Exactly. And don't let anybody put you down or get you down, because you're going to have a lot of negative people want to come along and say you suck or this or that, you know? So, don't pay attention to that.
There are so many famous people when you talk about their stories and their documentaries, and none of them were truly 100% supported.
No.
You know, you need to get a real job. Hold on, what you think I'm doing? This is real. This is real.
Exactly. It is a job. It takes a lot of convincing, doesn't it?
Right.
So I always tell people, don't give up on your dreams. They are achievable. They are achievable.
Yes.
Yeah. You might have to work a couple jobs to be a musician, and then you might just make it. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just never know who's eyeing you.
Yeah. You know, and I forgot to tell you too, Al, and the listeners, I'm also on Bandcamp. All of my original stuff, my singles, my project, they on there too. You hit me on there too. I'll hit you back.
That sounds great. And of course, they can listen to this on Spotify, which is great.
Yes.
And it's going to everybody. So I'll get this all set up and send a link to you, and I'll get on the No Cover TV page and my page and everywhere else. So everybody can take a listen to you, G.
I'm up here too on Spotify.
Oh, are you? Okay. On Spotify too. Sir Slap Nasty on Spotify.
You know what? On Spotify, it might be Grove GTT.
Okay, Grove GT. Okay. Yeah. Well, there it is right there, folks. So you listen in. And I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, which is where you were when you came up here, Fat Boys Restaurant on Plainfield Avenue. Great little place. We had breakfast when we were there last time, didn't we, G?
Woo! Yeah. Great food. Quick, too. It came out fast.
Yes, I know. I think they called it up, took it out themselves.
Yeah, with the Jeep crew. The Jeep crew. Shout out to the Jeep crew.
That's right. Great. GR Jeepers. That's right. The Jeepers.
The Jeepers.
We're crazy people. And it's like us musicians. I think we're all a little bit crazy to do what we're doing.
Yes, you got to be. Got
a little bit, and it works to our advantage.
Yes.
You know, brother, I appreciate.
Yes. I love you, my brother. You know that.
Oh, I
You know
love you
that.
too. We go way back. You're my brother forever. And, I will talk to you real soon. I'll send you this stuff and share it. And you keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Thank you, man. I shall. I shall.
Any words you want to say to the folks out there before we get out of here?
Man, God bless y'all. Y'all continue to be patient with folks out there. Continue to seek the real truth, and just stay happy. Stay happy.
That's right. Stay happy.
Yeah.
Forget about the BS in the world. Stay
That's
happy.
right. Stay happy or get some happiness. Like I have right now. And
I got it too, G.
yes.
Happiness goes a long way, my
Goes
friend.
a long way, baby.
All right, folks. Well, our crazy asses are going to get out of here. Tune into the next show. Check in daily, weekly. We're going to have some new people on, new bands, different type of genres. The next band coming in is the One Divided. They're coming in a couple days, Sunday at 1 o'clock. This is a metal group. One of the bass player, John, was back on No Cover TV in 2006. So we'll welcome them in on Sunday. But today was all about GT and our awesome bass player out of Detroit, Motown area.
Yeah,
So,
baby. Oh, I forgot to cuss. I forgot to cuss. Shit.
Shit. There you go. We got it in. All right, my brother. I'm going to talk to you soon. All right. We're out of here.
Yes, you will. I look forward to it, baby.
All right. Peace, brother.
Peace, man.
Bye-bye.